Thank you so much for signing up for the Healing Fungal and Parasite Infection mini e-course with myself, Sean Croxton of Underground Wellness, as well as Paul Chek, the founder of the Chek Institute and the guy who put this DVD set together. Paul, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, partner. It's great to be here.
We're going to talk all about fungal and parasite infections and how to heal them. But of course, we want people to take that first step. And that's what you're going to talk about today.
Yes.
It's taking that first step to healing their infections. What is that?
Yes. Well, first of all, remember, fungal and parasite infections, although the sort of the social belief is that there's something that you get like getting bit by a dog or stepping on a nail, like, oh God, I got a parasite infection, or a sexually transmitted disease. Oh my God, I got to go to the doctor right away and kill this thing. But the reality of it is that's a very small percentage of parasite infections. If you're swimming in the, streams, lakes, if you're out in the jungle, if you're drinking out of streams and lakes, you could get giardia quite easily, for example, which is a real tough parasite to get rid of because it even withstands boiling water. If you're out in, foreign jungles, there's a number of, shall we say, aggressive parasites that you can get. But that's a very small percentage of the parasite problems people have. The number of people, for example, something like 4.5 billion people a year have a worm infection, okay, a nematode infection. So when you look at most of the parasite infections and fungal infections, which I estimate about 90% of the population has both a fungal and a parasite infection.
Really, that high?
Yeah,
huh?
Absolutely. So when you look at the number of people that has them and the kind that they have, I would say 95 to 98% of all parasite infections are the result of poor diet and lifestyle factors. Having treated thousands of these cases over the years in every type of person from every walk of life, I found very, very consistently that people go at fungal and parasite infections the way they go at sexually transmitted diseases or, invasive creatures, like if a dog bites you, kill it or make friends with it kind of thing. So what I identified is that there's definitely key things that are causing imbalances in a person's diet and lifestyle that lead very, very consistently to these problems because of the fact that the body's very, very sensitive to things like sleep, movement. Your body is extremely sensitive to the type of food you eat, to the quality of food, to the amount of food, to hydration. And if we're not doing some of the things I'm about to show here, we're actually working day by day out of ignorance or malevolence to create an environment that's much more favorable for a parasite or a fungal infection than it is for healing yourself and preventing them.
You're providing the opportunity for these opportunistic organisms to inhabit your body.
You're basically putting out a neon sign that says, come eat me, I'm not following Mother Nature's laws of being a healthy contributor. So I often say, when you get a fungal infection, it's a citation from Mother Nature's police saying, you're below standard. We're here to decompose you and recycle you to put you into the soil to do something more creative than what you're doing right now. Your second citation is a parasite infection, and your third citation is a disease, and if you still don't get the picture, then you get the booby prize, which is death. So I'll repeat that. If you're not living well, Mother Nature gives you your first ticket, which is usually a fungal infection, and it comes hand in hand with fatigue.
That first ticket should be enough.
That should be enough.
Yeah, that should be the sign like, hey, we gotta work, we gotta figure some stuff out here. Make it right.
That first ticket should wake you up because a fungal infection can be quite irritating, especially if you're a woman and you have a vaginal yeast infection, because that can really mess your sex life up. Most people don't like skin problems. And fungal infections cause a lot of skin problems and scalp problems and rectal itching and all sorts of really unpleasant stuff. So most people should just like, wow, I got something going on here. Unfortunately, the medical system's approach to these things is totally symptom-based, not cause or etiology-based. So having studied this stuff for many, many years, I basically found there was 4 key steps that everyone has to follow or you will not eradicate a fungal infection or a parasite infection, and you will always be dealing with medical problems, health problems, vitality problems, mental confusion, and just your brain won't work well.
This first one here,
Yeah.
It's not a special diet. It's not a pill.
No.
Talk about that.
What I found first and foremost is that to heal from anything, if whether it be a sore neck, a sore back, a broken bone, whatever, you have to have some reason to heal. Having, for example, owned a physical therapy clinic and worked in professional rehabilitation for more years than I can count, I've worked with thousands of people who were there but were not really wanting to heal. For example, if someone doesn't like their job but doesn't think they can get another job, they will prolong their rehabilitation process as long as possible because they're getting paid to go hang out with someone else, get their body rubbed, get talked to, and they don't have to do anything.
Right.
So people like that just don't heal. If people have any financial gain with like such a car accident or any sort of insurance claim, as a therapist, we just don't like dealing with those people because they don't want to heal. There's an unconscious blocker to healing. What I'm sharing here is that if you don't have a reason to do the rest of these things, you're going to treat your fungal or parasite infection like something that just bit you or a sexually transmitted disease. You're going to try to eradicate it, but it won't work. And it's extremely important that you understand with fungal and parasite infections, every time you start throwing stuff at them, they immediately start learning how to metabolize that, eat it, and convert that into a food. And look at all the bacterial resistance we have now from overusing antibiotics. Well, these creatures can do that as well.
They're smart.
They're smart,
Right.
and they know how to survive. They are professional survivors. So if you don't have a big enough dream or a motive to take care of yourself and love and nourish yourself and treat yourself as important in your life, not like a tool that you just keep using, you will never get over these problems. And these problems lead to much more serious diseases and much more serious debilitations of one's health and life. So they're not things to mess around with. So your dream becomes your motive. If you don't know what you want to do more than having your fungal or parasite infection, in other words, if you just don't know what you can pull your socks up for and get busy, then I say look for your nightmare. What is the number one chief cause of stress in your life? So for example, if someone's going through a divorce and that's the biggest stress in their life, and they say, well, Paul, how do I get my divorce handled before I get my fungal infection handled? Well, I say what you do is right now is you go get some good counseling and you get to a place where you feel supported so that you have a sense that you're moving in the right direction, and know that if you want to have a healthy resolution to your divorce, doing this is essential because the divorce is taking energy that the parasites are also competing with you for. So now that you know getting your divorce is a good thing and you're motivated to do it, you also know that the same thing you got to do to free yourself of the fungal or parasite infection is going to support you in making intelligent decisions in the divorce process. So I just use that as an example. If you don't know what you want to live for tomorrow, then get clear on what's stopping you from living today.
Seriously.
Okay? So then two forces, the male and the female. So yin is the force of inward flowing energy, regeneration. When a woman gets pregnant, she fills up from the inside out. Okay? That's an expression of yin energy. So just remember, yin means in. So bringing food in that nourishes your body and doesn't overstimulate it would be yin. Drinking a Red Bull would be extremely yang. White processed sugar is very, very yang. But a sweet potato has a tremendous amount of yin energy in it. Feminine energy, nurturing, cooling, moistening energy. Yang means out. So when we're looking at the two forces of male and female, yin relates to nutrition, hydration, and sleep. Yang relates to breathing, thinking, and movement. If we're breathing too fast, thinking too much, and moving too much or too little, then we have a yang excess. Moving too little causes you to get so weak that moving at all is overtraining. So we need to monitor what are we doing with regard to nutrition, hydration, sleep, the yin qualities, And how are we doing with managing our breathing, thinking, and movement? Because those are the basis of basically a healthy body right there.
You talk a lot about that in the DVD course, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna highly recommend you guys check this out. And I love this part, the dream and the motive. I mean, I call this having a big enough why. And if
Yeah.
there's a reason why to pick this up,
Yeah.
it's because there's a lot of information like this in this DVD set. So make sure you click the link right here and head on over and learn more about this. And we'll be back with another video with Paul Chek.